Hello, myself Seema Gondharekar. I am going to tell you about COTS 12 rules of relational database. Now, outcomes of the lecture are student will be able to understand COTS 12 rules designed to define what is required from a DBMS in order for it to be considered a relational database management system. We'll take overview of COD rules. Firstly, we'll define what is RDBMS, a short definition. It is a DBMS in which data is stored in the form of tables. The tables is called as relations. RDBMS is a database management system that is based on relational model and it is introduced by EF Cord. Now, EF Cord is known as father of relational database management system, and he is a famous mathematician and introduced 12 rules. Actually, there are 13 rules starting from 0 to 12 for relational model of database commonly known as CORD rules. The rules mainly define what is required for a DBMS for it to be considered as relational. Means if there is a DBMS system, now how will know that this is a relational database management system? So there are some rules. If the rules are followed, then we can consider it as our DBMS. Now, uh, all the DBMS softwares which we are available over here, uh, all are not following all 12 rules, but they are relational database management system. Some are following up to 8, some are following uh, 11, 12, something like that. But not all rules are followed by all the DBMS softwares. Now, first say some terminologies. That is what is relational model. Relational model represents data in the form of relations or tables. What is schema? Here, the relation schema is a structure of a relation. Now, here we can see student is a one relation which is having schema as student ID, student name, student phone, student age. So, some properties that student is having. Another relation that is table, student course, that is student ID, student course ID, course name, and table means we are representing data in rows and column. Relational instance, that is set of value present in a relation at a particular instance of a time, that is called as instance. What is attribute? Attribute is nothing but a column. Each relation is defined in terms of some properties. Each of this known as attribute. For example, student ID, student name are attribute of student. Domain of attribute, that is possible values an attribute can take a relation, that is called as domain. For example, student age can be from 16 to 50. So that is integer value 16 to 50 is the domain of that student age. Now tuple, what is tuple? That is a row in a relation or a table. Student relation gives below as 3 tuples. Now over here you can see this is one tuple, 1001 ID, 1007 ID, 1008 ID. Now what is null value? Value of some attribute for some tuple may be unknown or missing. That is called as null. Null means not zero. Null means not empty string. But null is unknown value or missing value. So here we can see age is missing over here. So this is null. And phone number is missing over here. So that is null value. So here or undefined can be null value. Now here another table is there, that is relation. This is one more relation. The first rule is foundation rule. For any system that is advertised as or claimed to be a relational database management system, that system must be able to manage databases entirely through its relational capabilities. So this is the main foundation rule. All relational capabilities will come to know afterwards with all the rules. So this is the main foundation rule. Second one, information rule. All information in relation database is represented explicitly at the logical level and in exactly one way by value of table. So the data which we are storing in table, that is rows and column, and each value we are storing in the cell. So that is the main aim of storing it. So all the data should be represented as a table. Now all data means it includes the data about the data, means metadata. Means we want to store what is the table name, column name, its data type, whatever. That is called as data about the data. So that is called as metadata. So that metadata also saved as a table. So that is the basic requirement of relational database. Now, rule 2 is guaranteed access rule. Now here, each and every data in the relational database is guaranteed to be logically accessible by restoring to a combination of table name, primary key, and column name. So each value, suppose I want to access a particular phone number from student, then what I should provide to that, that is a table name, primary key. Now what is the primary key? It is a unique value for that particular tuple or row through which we can access that particular tuple. So here student ID is a unique value. So I can access that student row by using student ID. So that is a primary key. So I have to provide table name, so that is student, then primary key, that is student ID, and then attribute means I want phone number. So that column name I have to provide. Then I will get mobile number. So all data is uniquely identified by, and accessible through identity. Most RDBMS do not make definition of primary key. Now over here, some RDBMS system are not mandatory to define primary key. So some rules are violating over here, but this is one rule that is can be accessed by through identity. So here I can access phone number of 1007 by providing table name, that is student, and then this ID and the column name which I want, that is student phone. Third rule is systematic treatment of null value. Now what is basically null value? That is distinct from empty character string or a string of a blank character, and distinct from zero or any other number. So it is not a blank string, or it is not zero. So representing missing information or incapable information. We have to handle null with systematic way. So here null means missing data, not applicable. Primary key. Now primary key already I have told you. We have to set it as not null. Then only we can provide complete information over there. Now separate handling or missing and non-capable data, we have to handle it separately and at distinct to zero or empty string. So it is not a zero or empty string. Now here we can see this marks are empty over here. So this is null value. Database description rule. The database description is represented at a logical level in same way as ordinary data. I mean, description means what are the attributes, what is the type of it, what is the length of it. That is again a description. That description also we have to provide to user, authorized user. Means if user is authorized, we have to provide what is the description of that particular table or database. The authorized user can access the database structure by using common language SQL. Comprehensive data sublanguage. Now here, the relational system may support several languages, but there should be a one language. There must be at least one language whose statements are expressible per some well-defined syntax as a character string, and it comprehensive in supporting all the items. So here we are using SQL language. So for data definition, view definition, data manipulation like alter, delete, truncate, integrity constraint, primary key setting, and all other keys, null value setting. Authorization means security purpose to grant permissions, revoke, transaction boundaries. We have to set every RDBMS should provide a language to allow user to query the contents of RDBMS and also manipulate the contents of RDBMS. So for all above points, we have to provide some syntax for SQL, so all can be handled. Now the rule 6 is view update rule. Now what is a view? It is a virtual table or temporary table we want to create. Suppose we can join three tables together. Means suppose we don't want all the fields which are available. So if we are joined and we require some part of that three tables, then that can be generated a virtual table instead of creating a new table by joining. we can create a temporary table over there and we can handle it. So updation of in a view that not updatable view does not have not null attribute of the base table, and it allows update of simple theoretically updatable views, but this allow attempts to update complex views. Means actually it should not allow complex views, means because the when views are updated, the values will be updated in base tables also. Now here we can see this is a table which are having name, class, marks and age. Now suppose I don't want all the fields or all the attributes, I want only two, that is name and marks, then I can have virtual table by creating this, create a record, and I'll get only two tables. Now suppose I update something over here in this table, now that values will be updated in this table. High level insert, update and delete. Now here the rule states that insert, update, delete operations should be supported by a retrievable set rather than just a single record. So multiple row updation, multiple row deletion, insertion should be possible. Similarly, the union and intersection minus, all these set operations should be again allowable. Now example, suppose we have to change ID and ID is stored in 3 4 same ID is repeating in 3 4 records, then suppose I change that ID should be changed automatically for all the records. So here next rule is rule number 8, that is logical data independence. Now for logical data independence we have to see the structure. Actually there are some levels. So logical means that is a structure of that database, that is schema, that is what is the attributes over there, what are the size of it, what is the type of it. Now that is logical independence. Now application level person should not know, end user should not know how the data is stored, how what is the structure of it. You can change it logical structure anytime, and that should not affect to application level program. Okay. So this is the main logical independence, the ability to modify schema definition in a level without affecting schema definition on the next higher level. It is called data independence. Now here we can see this is a logical independence, logical view, then this is physical view, means how data is stored on hard disk, that is physical independence. Logical independence means structure, and this is the end user. End user is doing can see only the views. So the end user cannot know, should not know what is the logical structure, and again how the data is stored, that is physical independence. So that is also end user is not concerned with all these two levels. Rule 9, that is physical data independence. Again, same way, the ability to change physical schema without changing logical schema. Now, how the internal means how the data is stored on hard disk, what is the file organization, storage structure, storage devices, indexing strategy, maybe B trees. So how the B trees are stored, how B trees are used for indexing. That end user is not having any concern about that. So we can change whatever we want as a lower level, physical level, and that should not affect the application level. Integrity independence rule, that is rule number 10. So that is data integrity refers maintaining, assuring the accuracy of constraint. So we have to check the correct data over here. We have to give some constraint like not null, primary key should not be null, some constraint for values, other values. So age, whatever the age over there. So insertion should be allowed for using constraints so that we can enter correct data. Distribution independence means the relation database management has distribution independence. That is, distribution independence implies the user should not have to aware of whether the database is distributed at a different sites. Means data can be stored on different machines, multiple machines or multiple sites. So your application program should not affect by using whether we are changing the data where data is stored. Then RDMS may spread across more than one system or several networks. So it should not be affected the application level. We can change those machines also. Non-subversion rule. Now over here, a relational system has low level single row at a time language. That low level cannot be used to subvert to bypass integrity rules and constraint expressed in higher level relational language, that is multiple row at a time. So we should not change as a multiple row. So that is violating over here. So that is non-subversion rule. Now summary we can see over here, a system is a qualified RDBMS, means each and every RDBMS system able to manage database entirely through relational capabilities. A data, first rule, that is information rule, that is must be in the table. Guaranteed access, we have to access using table name, primary key and attribute name. That is third rule is systematic treatment to null value. Null is what? Missing or unknown or non-applicable. Active online catalog means what a structure of the database should be again accessible to authorized user. Powerful and well structured language. There should be a language that can access all the data definition, manipulation, transaction, that is like SQL. View updation means temporary table updation created various purpose should be automatically updated by the system. High level insert update. So it should allow insert update. High level means multiple rows and set of operation like union, intersection, minus. Physical data independence, that is should modify table without enforcing modification or application level. Again, logical level, same. Application level should not affected by logical level changes over there. That is structure. Integrity independence, that is we have to set some constraints so that perfect data should be there. Modification application level. Distribution independence, that is data can be stored on multiple locations, various sites, and it should not affect to end user. Non subversion means relation a low level, single row at a time should be maintained, and it should not convert to multiple records at a time. So we'll see some MCQs over here. The first MCQ, what is true regarding null value requirement, confirming code rule. Now here, rule number 3, that is null value should be 0, null value should be space, null value should represented missing information, either A or B. Now here first two are not true. So answer is null value should represent missing information. That is using rule number 3, that is systematic treatment of null value. Now here question 2, that is according to court's rule, how one should be able to access information about data structure like database table. So should directly accessible via all programming languages, should be accessible via some query language use data manipulation, select, update, should be directly accessible through XML, all of above. So A is not true for all languages. There should be a specific language to access it, that is like SQL, and should be directly accessible. XML is not true and all about. That is because of rule number 5, that is powerful and well structured language should be there. So here we end our CORD rules. Now CORD rules are basically set by AF CORD, that is the father of relational database management system, and it is set to what are the rules should be followed by relational database system. Now I have told you that all DBMS software are not following all those rules, but still they are following some rules. So those are called as relational database management system. Thank you.